Hello, welcome back. I'm Tina Games with the Voter Information Committee, along with my colleague Emily Milan, and we're here today interviewing 5 uncontested candidates that you'll see on the ballot next week on May 16th. And now we have Allin Thompson, who is running for Water Commissioner, and you're the incumbent running again, right, Allin?
Absolutely, yes.
And Emily, you've got the first question.
I do. Allin, can you tell us a little bit about why you're running for office?
Well, I have been there for 7 years now. I was originally appointed by the commissioners and selectmen, and it's 7 years. I've forgotten really the reason I had for going there, but the 7 years that I've been there have been very rewarding. And it probably was water quality at the time. We had a lot of rusty water coming through the pipes. And an awful lot of things have happened there since, with the development of new treatment plants to remove iron and manganese, and new flushing ways, and a lot of changes, and very positive changes. And these 7 years have been very rewarding to me, and I'm very fortunate to serve with a great bunch of employees at the water department who take their jobs very serious. And so it gives you all the more reason to run for re-election and see this move ahead. We've got a new tank coming on, which has been 3 years in the planning, and finally that will happen soon. So there's a lot to do yet, and to continue on with it, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And water's the big buzzword this particular election season. Now, you've already, Allin, touched on this already, but just curious if you have anything else to add. But what experience? I mean, we've already heard about your experience, your skills, but is there anything in this new term? Is there any new experience based on what you've gone through in the last few years that you'll bring?
Yes, there are a lot of things, and you know, we're not quite sure how things will play out as the future goes, but I've been serving on the wastewater committees for 10 years, as well as the Pleasant Bay Alliance for 20 plus years, and I get a chance to talk about water a lot. So I see the clean side, I see the dirty side, and I see what could be even worse as far as Pleasant Bay goes. One of the things the future holds is water quality. Most embankments, most lakes, ponds, streams have some level of contamination. Some are slight and some are critical. And at this point, you know, serving on both groups, this really is the last hurrah. From now on, things go downhill more. So for me to see the wastewater come into play, the water department would probably eventually be involved in the final management type of thing, water, wastewater. So there's a lot of good things out there to happen in the future. It's a matter of, you know, when it all comes together. But it needs to come together. For me, it would be a sad day to see this go down to a no vote at the election. So I'm encouraging everybody to think positive and vote yes, you know. Again, a lot of exciting future ahead on this whole thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thanks. Emily, you've got the next question?
So you've mentioned already some goals related to water quality and wastewater. Is there anything in addition to those that you hope to accomplish during this next term?
Yeah, you know, that's quite a mouthful as it is now. When you think about what needs to happen, you know, just to give you an idea, if there's a multi-page task list, like for wastewater, that needs to happen as we move forward, and it would also, I see the water department needs mains changed out, the little mains that were put in many years ago. They're only 2-inch or 4-inch. Some streets have no hydrants. we've set the groundwork with a new excavator that would be able to do that, and hopefully we can, the staff at the water department could work at that. We've changed, the staff at the water department has changed all the meters out. They did a super job. It was 10,000 accounts. Now they're all up to date. And then the phase they're working on now is the large meters that some have been in there for years and years, and all of that needs to happen. So there's an awful lot on the slate that needs to happen, and I have to say, everybody's been so supportive, the townspeople, and it's beginning to show in the quality of the water out of the faucet and availability. The real thing, though, is to protect the resource. Once it's contaminated, and then
Yeah.
we go the other way.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Thank you so much, Alan. Very refreshing to hear that, and we really appreciate you being in this position and running again. So again, that's Allin Thompson, who is running for Water Commissioner uncontested, and we'll be right back with another candidate.